twin flame connection, the bond between the two souls is intense, spiritual, and often transformative, but also incredibly difficult. Unlike traditional relationships that follow predictable paths, a twin flame journey is filled with emotional highs and lows, spiritual awakenings, and profound soul lessons. It starts with passion, recognition, and an overwhelming feeling of love, but quickly becomes confusion, emotional pain, and a sense of chasing something out of reach. In this dynamic, one person usually takes on the role of the chaser, the one trying to hold the connection together, to make sense of the chaos, and to bring unity. The other becomes the runner, who distances themselves, avoids emotions, and often denies the bond entirely. But a decisive shift begins when the chaser finally lets go. When they stop running after answers, stop pleading for validation, and instead start choosing themselves, the runner begins to feel the full weight of what's happened. And it's in this silence, in this unexpected shift, that regret hits them the hardest. Detachment isn't about becoming cold or bitter. It's not about punishing the runner or pretending the bond never existed. Instead, it's a powerful, quiet declaration.
I am choosing my peace over my pain.
When you stop chasing, you reclaim your energy and place it where it belongs, on your own healing and growth. And this shift doesn't go unnoticed. Even in silence, your energy speaks volumes. The runner begins to feel the absence, not just of your presence, but of your emotional pull. The chasing energy that once kept them feeling validated and in control has disappeared. And that silence becomes deafening. They may not fully understand what's happening initially, but they will feel it. Your detachment alters the dynamic between you. It changes the energy. You're no longer available in the way they had grown used to. And for the first time, they begin to feel the emotional impact of the separation. They start to feel what you felt. When you detach, something interesting happens. The emotional roles start to reverse. While you, the former chaser, find clarity and peace, the runner begins to feel the pain they once ignored. The silence that used to be yours becomes theirs. The question you once asked is,
why did they leave? What did I do wrong?
Now echo in their minds. They may not show it on the outside, but emotionally, they begin to wrestle with the idea that maybe they ran from something real, something sacred. Avoiding emotions worked for them until your healing removed the comfort of being chased. Now, they're left to sit with the consequences of their avoidance. The absence of your energy forces them to confront what they've lost, and regret begins to build. Detachment breaks the cycle. Twin flame relationships often follow a pattern: chase, run, temporary reunion, repeat. This cycle can stretch over months or even years. It's a karmic loop that feeds on emotional intensity but leads nowhere unless something breaks the pattern. You disrupt the entire system when you decide to no longer participate in the dance, to stop chasing and start healing. You take your power back. You stop responding to half-hearted returns, mixed signals, or silence. Instead, you turn inward and rebuild. And this shift breaks the energetic cycle that has been fueling the connection. The runner is forced to pause without the validation of being chased. Your absence becomes their mirror. Your growth becomes their question: what am I doing with my life? This is often the starting point of transformation, not just for you but also for them. They realize you're not the same. Healing doesn't just change how you feel, it changes who you are. You evolve. You begin setting boundaries. You no longer romanticize emotional neglect. You stop waiting for someone to give you what you've learned to give yourself. And when, or if, the runner returns, they're met with someone they barely recognize. The version of you that once tolerated emotional crumbs, cried at unanswered messages, or stayed up hoping for a sign no longer exists. In your place stands someone calm, grounded, and whole. This can be a shock for the runner. In their mind, you were always the one who would wait, who would forgive, who would try again. But you've changed. You've learned. You've grown. And with this realization comes a deeper regret, not just for what they did, but for who they lost. Not only the relationship, but also the person you became without them. Your growth becomes their wake-up call. There's something undeniably powerful about healing in silence. When you're not angry, not bitter, not trying to prove a point, but simply glowing from within, it radiates. You've discovered your passions again. You've reclaimed your joy. You've found a sense of peace that no longer depends on someone else's behavior. And whether the runner admits it or not, they feel it. It's not your words that haunt them. It's your peace. Because that's when the truth hits hardest. They didn't just walk away from someone who loved them, they ran from someone who could grow, love unconditionally, and evolve deeply. And now, that person is thriving without them. It forces them to confront their stagnation, their fears, and the part they played in pushing away something sacred. And that realization often hurts more than the separation itself. Detaching from your twin flame isn't about ending the connection, it's about ending the suffering. It's about choosing yourself, choosing your healing, and stepping out of the cycle that once consumed you. This kind of growth can't be faked. It's not done to trigger them or make them jealous. It's done because your soul has reached a place where peace matters more than passion, where issues of self-worth matter more than reunion. And that's when regret hits them the hardest. Not because you punished them, not because you disappeared to get a reaction, but because your healing revealed the strength they never expected. Your silence became louder than any words. Your growth became undeniable. And in that silence, they see the truth. They didn't just lose someone who loved them, they lost someone who became powerful enough to love themselves.